Hello YouTubers, I am ZT Russell42 and I'm kinda making this video for me, but I'm gonna throw it up on YouTube anyway in case I do happen to lose it from my computer. I did the same thing with Wrath, but my video quality was terrible because I didn't have fraps and I was using a camera to record my computer. Yeah, it was awful. So this is my character recount at the end of Cataclysm. So yeah, this is my druid, Bugbane, and he is in his resto set right now. This was my most geared character from the little bit of raiding that I did do. I did clear Deathwing before the nerf, or the multiple nerfs, and that was pretty much it. I cleared it and didn't really care about doing heroic modes, so that was the end of it. So we're gonna check him out really quick and see what kind of gear I had on him. Just kind of want to remember everything. Okay, so Bugbane's resto set was 392 item level. Some of the tier, some pieces I still needed to replace, but I pretty much quit raiding on him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then his feral set was this. So this was his feral set. It was just the tier 1 from Molten Core, and that was transmogged for a couple pieces of LFR, a couple pieces of 397s from the Valor, but aside from that, he had pretty much all dungeon gear. So, that being said, we shall move on. I didn't really have any special mounts on him other than the Blue Drake, which I'm pretty sure I have on my DK anyway, which is my main for now until they put all the mounts together. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's move on. The next character I'm going to be going over is my DK, Imdeath. He has been my main. He was my main in Wrath when I started playing. Well, I started playing in BC. I was level 40 on my mage. Right, yeah. So level 40 on him when Wrath released, and so I got him up to 55 real quick. Made a DK. Oh, excuse me. And my DK was my first level 80 in Wrath. And so he's kind of been my main. I didn't really PvP, well, I did PvP back in Wrath on him, and I haven't PvP'd at all on him now, really. And I didn't really do any raiding on him either. I just did the 5-mans, and I got him Gerthalak, and that's pretty much the extent of it. Transmogged his gear to my old ICC gear, and let's check him out really quick. He used to be a gnome. And now he's a human because the gnome racial sucked. All of the gnome racials sucked. So this is my main. He does have multiple mounts, over 100. I do have the over 100 mount achievement. And so just to show a couple of his mounts here. I did get this the other day. I have Rivendare's Death Charger. I do have the albino drake on him, the blue drake. He's the only toon that I got the black warbear on. Have the nether rays, as you saw. He is also my archaeologist. I do have the ice mammoths from the Sons of Hodir. Anybody that played in Wrath remembers those. I have the headless horseman's mount. The Raven Lord is that one mount that I will always remember getting on him. I do have that on video also, and I've been meaning to post it. I just never did because my internet sucks. So yeah, I have all those mounts. Let's go over his factions really quick. Just have a lot of exalted factions, and I can stop the video at any point in time to look at those. So I didn't even ever get up with my guild, which I find kind of funny. So yeah, now let's go over his gear a little bit. which is not that good. This is his tanking set. He has a bunch of the dungeon gear, a couple pieces of 397s from Valor, and a couple of LFR pieces, but aside from that, he doesn't really have much. However, I do have girth. Another thing that I want to point out on him that I do have on me is I do have Thunder Fury, the Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, and so I do have that. I got that the other day. My brother helped me out with that. And one more thing I do want to point out on him before I get off of him is, for one thing, he is my main. Do have 724 achievements on him, as opposed to everybody else that I have. One more thing I do want to point out. There's a screenshot of the bank too. Oxheart. I do have Sulfurous, the Hand of Ragnaros. So I have that one too. So I don't want to forget that. The Dark Herring, I don't want to forget that either, because that took me forever to get. And I think that's pretty much it for this character. I need to sell that. So I don't think there's anything else more important that I need to show off on him. Oh, his DPS set. Just throw that on really quick. This is his DPS set. It's pretty basic. Not that big a deal. Got two of the, it's pretty much all the dungeon gear, the Hour Twilight gear. He has a couple pieces of necrotic, the tier, but that's about it. So, yeah, and relics will be gone. Okay, so we're done with him. And let's check out the mage. It's gonna be a pretty long video. Okay. Well, a lot of my characters I don't have a whole lot of important things on, so this is my mage, old Eminem. He was my top raider in Wrath of the Lich King. I raided on him in Firelands content for this expansion, but didn't raid on him anymore. Did the LFR maybe once or twice, and now he is Frost PvP. So his transmog set is the Archmage's tier with a purple hat and a couple other pieces thrown together, but it's not really anything that important. He does have his PvP gear on. Excuse me. He does have his PvP gear on right now, which is just a couple pieces of Cataclysmic, mostly season 11, mostly season 11 Ruthless. So yeah, he has 4K Resil and 392 item level in that. Just throw on the DPS set to let you see it really quick. Well, that's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be transmog to his old ICC set, but since, yeah, I don't know what happened. His PvE set was Firehawk stuff and the new dungeon stuff, and that's pretty much it. I didn't really do much on him as far as PvE went this expansion. I do have some of the Firelord stuff from original Cata, and here's his full Wrath set still. I will be keeping that, even though wands will be removed from the game, but that's Wrathful anyway. So, okay, I think that's pretty much on him. I have a couple old ZG things that you can't get anymore, but aside from that, don't have anything on him that you can't get anymore, I don't think. So, I'm going to throw his PvP set back on, and we'll go ahead and get off him. So, the next character I'm going to be going over, I believe, is my Hunter. And my Hunter... No, my Paladin. Excuse me. Well, I could go now. We'll go over my Paladin. My Paladin, really nothing special about him other than the gear. He's in some LFR gear that is Soul Drinker or whatever the name of the weapon is. That is off of Deathwing, the tanking one. I have that one, and his tier set is from ICC, and that is a Wrathful Shield. And that's pretty much all on him. He has a couple basic mouths, and that's pretty much his only set. I was working on his holy set, and then I gave up. Gunkins. This is my Hunter. He has his, I forget the name of it for hunters. It was no bundos for shamans, but he has that tier on, and a couple pieces of raid gear. We'll check him out really quick. I raided on him some back in Wrath, not too often, but some, and he had a couple pieces back then that were pretty good. He does have Kirill, the LFR version, and he does have the Rune Blaster shotgun. But other than that, one thing I do want to point out on him that I do have on him that I don't have on other characters is the original ZG Raptor that you cannot acquire anymore. I also, have the red Karaji battle tank, which I do not have on my other characters. So I do have that, and the rest of them are kind of general mounts, not really all that big a deal. I do have a couple pieces of tier, blah blah blah. Here is his PvP set. It is old Ruthless. I PvP'd on him last patch, or last season rather, season 10. That's why he has all the season 10 Ruthless. I had full Ruthless back then. Well, apparently not full Ruthless. I had some vicious. But he was pretty good back then, and I haven't really PvP'd on him anymore. He has 4K Resil, and that's pretty much it for him. So the next thing we're going to be going over is my priest or my rogue. I think it's my rogue. My rogue, I got him into PvP for a little bit. No, it is my priest. Wow, I'm way off. Okay, it's my priest. There's nothing really special about him at all, other than he has a couple pieces of tier. Basically, there's not really anything special about him. He has a couple pieces of tier, which I think I already went over. I just took a break, so excuse me. He does have the rune, scriven, whatever, offhand thing. And aside from that, he didn't really have much. No shadow set, nothing. He was just a character that I leveled pretty quick and got kind of geared and then quit playing. My warrior is in his PvE set in arms. It's just all dungeon gear pretty much. The only rare mount that he kind of has is the green Proto Drake, which I also have on my DK. And his tank set sucks. It still has pieces from the ZG patch, so not really anything to cover all that much. My rogue has Fear and Vengeance, the two legendary starters. I did not PvE on him at all. I don't know why he is in his PvE set, because it's terrible, but so I got the Hagar pickpocket, and I went and turned in the gold and did the quest and got the 2 daggers, and then I quit playing him PvE wise. So that being said, his PvP set is right here. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is his PvP set. Sorry, I'm in the auction house. It's decent. It's ruthless. Not that big a deal. Not anything to brag over. He doesn't have any special mounts. He is my scribe. But aside from that, he's not really anything special. So, off of my rogue, onto my shaman, I believe. This is the last character. So my shaman, had him in Wrath, PvP'd on him in the beginning of Cataclysm. He is my jewel crafter and another alchemist. He does have a transmogged BC tier set. I believe it's tier, I want to say 5, 4 or 5, or I believe it's 5. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but he does have that. He has his pink shield, and nothing really special about him. He's all dungeon geared from the Hour of Twilights, and no special mounts, anything like that. So that's pretty much it. I have a level 31 warlock that I've been leveling kinda, but he's really boring, so I don't ever play him. And some horde over on Kill Jaden that are still in the process of being leveled and may or may not be leveled. by that point. So, the main one is my hunter over here, and he's not even that big a deal, so he's just BOA. So, that's my WoW characters, guys. I know you guys probably don't care all that much about it, but it has some sentimental value to me, and so in case I do decide to not play in Pandaria anymore or whatever, it will hold its value from Cataclysm and from Wrath. So thanks for watching if you did watch, and if you didn't, thanks to myself for keeping all these memories that I've made on this game recorded so that I can look at them later on in life and remember all the times I sat at home eating Doritos and drinking Dr. Pepper and sitting into the hours of the night doing nothing. Wow. Okay, thanks anyways, guys. Goodbye.